Hey everybody, Rosematter here. Welcome to episode 5 of my Tsukihime playthrough. The last episode, it was a shorter one, but full of action. So we confronted the vampire that we ran into before, Nervensker. I'm probably saying his name wrong, I apologize. And actually managed to kill him. So that totally means the game is over. We can live the rest of our days in peace, right? Of course not. Arcueid has talked before about there being, I think, like 7 other ones. There's definitely other vampires out there, of course, and I have a feeling it's not over yet. We seem to believe that the killings are done, the serial killings are over, but I doubt that's the case. And he has kind of a lingering want to see Arcueid again, despite the fact that there should, in his mind, be no reason to ever see her again, and she just basically caused him nothing but trouble, but he obviously has some affection for her. Of course, we're going to see her at some point again. We'll see how long it is before she comes back into our lives and why. But anyway, let's continue on with the story and see what happens next. Oh, okay. So that wasn't really much of a choice. I head up the road and draw near the mansion. After a little more walking, I see Hisui standing by herself at the front gate. I wonder what Hisui's doing. Tilting my head to the side, I head for the front gate. Hisui realizes I'm here and bows her head. Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Ah, yes, thanks, Hisui. I can barely reply since I'm bewildered by the respectfulness of it all. Were you waiting for me to come home? Yes, greeting the master is a servant's duty. Answering very matter-of-factly, she doesn't even bat an eyelash. Hisui, I'm truly happy you waited to greet me, but there's really no need to wait outside. I'll come back on my own, so you can just greet me whenever you realize I'm back. Hisui's face clouds slightly. Maybe she was waiting for me to return like this on Saturday and Sunday. Hisui, I understand. Starting from tomorrow, I will await your return in the lobby. Hisui gives a quick bow and opens the mansion gate. She turns around as she does so. For some reason, the atmosphere isn't exactly conducive to conversation. Hisui closes the gate after I pass through, then she silently walks to the entrance to open the door and leads me to the lobby. I go to my room. Akiha isn't back yet from her lessons. Kohaku-san is preparing dinner, and Hisui's cleaning the mansion. Geez, there's nothing to do. Well, there's quite a mountain of studying, reviewing, and memorizing a student like me has to do. But I just don't feel like doing anything. Suddenly, Arcueid's face flashes in my mind. Whether good or bad, it's probably just a reaction to the crazy 2 days I just had. Perhaps spacing out here in my room will be good, giving my mind and heart a break. After eating dinner by myself in the large dining room, Kohaku-san treats my wounds and I go back to my room. Akiha didn't make it back in time for dinner. Her lesson was apparently going to last a while, so she was going to eat away from home. It's past 10 at night now. It's a bit too early, but since I'm exhausted, I should sleep early tonight. Hopefully nothing happened to my sister. My body is exhausted, but I can't fall into a deep sleep. The wounds all around my body sting and wake up my mind as it tries to sleep. I look at the clock as I lie in bed. It's past 3 o'clock in the morning. Already 5 hours of unsatisfactory rest. Damn, I can't sleep. Not being able to sleep when I want to, it's like torture. Tick, tick, tick. The sound of the clock's second hand gets on my nerves. Tick, 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 creak, tick, tick, tick. Eh? I think I heard something mixed in with the ticking. Sounded like the door opening, but who would be coming home at this hour? Tap, tap, tap. No, there's no mistake. Someone came into the room and is coming near me. Who is it? If someone were to come in this late... Oh, okay, so apparently all the alternate choices will give extra CG, so we're gonna pick all of them, I guess. This might take some time. Okay, so we want to pick It Might Be Arcueid, but we'll pick the other ones first. Oh, okay, you're about to read a scene with mature content. Alright, so obviously... Oh, this is only for my patrons. Right, It Might Be Arcueid. Hey, Shiki, wake up. I hear a voice by my ear. Last night, the voice I had heard until right before I slept. The voice I can't forget. Arcueid? I sit up in bed and look around the unlit room. Good evening. I'm glad you seem well. Arcueid greets me with smiling eyes. Good evening? Why did you come here? Is it strange for me to be here? Strange? Of course it is. Well, maybe not. Come to think of it, the night is her time, so I guess it isn't strange for her to be anywhere. Aren't you the one acting strange, Shiki? I came all the way here to see you, and you're just lying there. Yeah, hold on. I get out of bed and stand up. But my body starts to tilt, and I fall back down on the bed. Huh? Something's strange. Blood wells in the back of my head, and my vision blurs. Something's wrong. Goodness, Shiki. Arcueid draws closer. She stands before me, and her red eyes. You can't do anything like that, right? Come on, stand up and touch me. I want to feel your fingers on my body. I can hear her voice right by my ear. What is going on with me? She's right in front of me, but I can't stare at her face. Something is wrong. Though I try to look at her face, my eyes won't move. Her well-shaped, soft-looking breasts, her delicately curved, embraceable hips, her luscious red lips. It all lets me feel her feminine nature, and as a man, I'm transfixed. Hey, I get dizzy. Something is weird. I can hardly breathe. My mind is blank. It feels as if my heart has stopped. I see. You can't move by yourself, huh? I can hear her voice by my ear. Casually, Arcueid wraps both arms around me as I sit frozen on the bed. What? Thump. Even though my heart feels like it's stopped, a beating resonates deep inside my chest. Your heart is pounding like it's going to break, Shiki. Her voice pulls at my eardrums. No, in reality, her luscious lips are nibbling on my ear. She's just nibbling on my ear. That's all she's doing, but a shockwave runs through me. Arcueid. I try to move my arms to push her away, but I can't even lift a single finger. My body won't move. The instant I realize this, my breathing quickens. I can't understand why my body won't move. Just the fact my body won't move in this situation seems so indecent that it takes my reasoning and sets it on fire. Oh, I see. Shiki, you want me. Arcueid giggles. The voice moves from my ear to the side of my neck. Her light breathing moves along my throat. With a small rasping sound, she licks my neck, as if to taste me. Thump. My heart is shattering. My pulsing blood and my blank mind. The coolness of Arcueid's hands on my back. The soft pressure of her breasts pressing against my chest. Her freezing tongue tracing the lines of my throat. All of it destroys what reason I have left. Don't be stupid. Why would I be turned on by you? Liar. You're so excited. Her breathing moves from my neck and travels down to my chest. My breathing is heavy. I want to get away, but more than that, I want to take her. Golden hair, red eyes, white skin, slender fingers, soft arms. What a lustful body. My mind is screaming that I want to taste her from the top of her head all the way down to her toes. What is this? I can still think rationally, but my mind is assailed by animalistic excitement. Dead. Oh, and that's it. Okay. Well, sorry for those on YouTube who, didn't get to read the juicy bits. Shameless plug, if you would like to see the uncensored version of not just the Arcueid scene, but all of the other scenes, which basically adds over an hour to this episode, feel free to check out my Patreon, link down below. Thank you. Okay, now moving on. Day 6. Wait. Whoosh. I get up forcefully from the bed. Pants, pants, pants. My breathing is out of control, and my mind is still numbed with the feeling of Arcueid. No, hold on, Shiki. Try to be calm. It can't hurt. First, this is my room. Check. That's good. Second, I'm on my bed. Check. Seems that way. And it's now morning, and I was having blank with Arcueid until now. Check. That's good. That's not good. Never. Not even slightly. Not one bit. The sound of my panting fills the air. I manage to catch my breath. My hands gripping the sheets are drenched in sweat. There's a lingering warmth, as if I really was sleeping with Arcueid until just now. But it definitely was a dream. I can't tell if it's something I should be happy or disappointed about. Why did I see such a dream? Does that mean I'm so interested in her that I see her in my dreams? Does that mean I want her so bad that I do those things with her in my dream? As I remember, the sensation of her skin forces itself into my brain. I feel my arms to make sure this is real. Yeah, it's real. Her skin was so fundamentally different from a guy's skin. So soft, so warm, so hot, I wanted to go wild. Just thinking about it makes my breath go wild. Well, whatever happened, it's true that it felt exceedingly good. I should feel a bit guilty dreaming about doing that to Arcueid, but I recall the dream and just sit there thinking about it. Shiki-sama. Wah! I flail off my bed as if trying to escape. No, in fact, I was trying to escape, but it just ended up with me landing on the floor with the sheets. Hisui, how long have you been there? Since before you awoke, Shiki-sama. She speaks with her usual lack of expression. Still lying on the floor tangled in the sheets, and unable to stand, I look up at Hisui's face. Before I woke up, then that means she saw my face when I was having that dream? My face turns deep red. Hisui just stands there, expressionless as usual, and makes no attempt to speak. This is going to be awkward if, I go with the option where I was having the dream about her. Did I look strange? I do not wish to describe it. Ah, I knew it. I must have looked really weird. But if you insist, Shiki-sama, I can describe it as accurately as I can. No, you don't have to do that. My face still flushed, I speak in a fading voice. Hisui-san? I give a cough to clear the silence. Adding san to her name is a clear sign of my vulnerability. What is it, Shiki-sama? I'm going to change, so would you mind waiting outside? Or, rather, I'm so embarrassed that I just want her to leave. But Hisui doesn't obey today of all days. Once I can confirm you're awake, I will leave the room, Shiki-san. Well, I'm awake. Huh? Is she joking? Why does she think I'm covering myself up in these sheets? It's to hide something that's still standing. I'm fine, so please leave. I can get up and I won't go back to sleep. I'll change and I'll go to the sitting room as soon as you leave. Shiki-sama, are you hurt and unable to stand? Hisui approaches me out of worry. No, that's not it. I'm standing. I mean, I can't stand, so don't worry about it. I crawl, pulling my sheets like a slug, and gain some distance from her. Using the bed as a barrier, I get far enough away. Then please excuse me. I will prepare your breakfast, so please come after you change. She's got to be suspicious, but she bows and leaves the room. I was so surprised. The contents of my dream were surprising enough, but knowing Hisui saw me while I was dreaming is very troubling. It's all Arcueid's fault for doing something like that. Even now, she's being bothersome. Really what? I can't finish. What did I want to say just now? Not even able to confirm my own feelings, I decide to change and head to the sitting room with a vague feeling in my chest. After calming down sufficiently, I head to the sitting room. As usual, Agiha is sitting on the sofa, elegantly sipping tea. Good morning, Nissan. You are certainly up early this morning. She must be happy I woke up because she greets me with a smile. Yeah, good morning. There were, well, a lot of things going on this morning. As soon as I say that, I suddenly recall the memory of Arcueid's skin. God, this is going to be so awkward if I do the option of with Agiha, like dreaming about my sister. That would be frickin' weird. This isn't good. I can tell my face is blushing beyond my control. Nissan? A brief clamor. What's wrong? Your face is red. Do you have a fever? Rushing over to me, she looks up at me from below, but in doing so from this angle, Agiha sighs. You do seem to have a fever. Kohaku, come quickly. Nissan doesn't seem to be well. Agiha calls out to the dining room. Kohaku-san has to be preparing my breakfast in the kitchen. I'm fine. It's just a minor cold, so don't worry. If it's a cold, then I can't just let it go by. For you, a trivial illness is a big deal. The strength of your immune system is much lower than most people's. Agiha seems to be fed up and puts her hand on my forehead, the sensation of her cool, delicate hand. This isn't good. This isn't good at all, so I break loose and run to the lobby. Footsteps echo as I dash off. Shiki-sama, have you finished your breakfast already? No, that's not it, but, where's my bag? I have your bag here. Are you already going to school? Nodding, I snatch my bag from Hisui. I'm going. Don't worry about seeing me off. Nissan, you've been acting strange. What are you doing with a fever like that? Geez, I told you it's nothing. Since it's nothing, I'm going to school. I'll have breakfast later, so leave me alone. Leave you alone? Hey, Nissan! The sound of my fleeing footsteps is my only response. Ah, even if it is Akiha, she wouldn't chase me this far. Since we're not kids anymore, she won't stop me from going to school. What if he just sees her, like, power walking towards him like the Terminator? I take a deep breath, and am finally able to calm down. What am I running away for? Once I calm down, I can think clearly. I didn't do anything wrong, so there was no need for me to run away like that. I don't believe it. I look like a complete idiot. But to go back to the mansion to eat breakfast sounds more dumb. To school, then? Letting out a sigh, I go downhill along the residential street. I arrive 30 minutes earlier than usual. The figures of students around the school gates are sparse. It seems I'm the only one who's arrived at this odd time. On the school grounds, the athletics clubs are holding their practices. I'm not in any clubs right now, but truthfully, I like to move around a lot. I know that I have some athletic ability, at least enough to be proud of, but I can't join any clubs. My body always has this reoccurring anemia, so I would just be a bother, and my doctor has told me I should not exercise frequently. Since middle school, I've been asked more than a few times to join a club, but I always have to say it's not my thing and to refuse. Hey, he could join the tea club with Ciel, right? That doesn't require any, like, exertive force. Every time I refused, I felt a sense of separation. That might have been a subconscious wall that told me I will never be able to mix in with the people on the other side. That's enough. This really isn't my thing. I'll stop thinking such thoughts and hurry on to the classroom. Huh? I thought I was the first one, but it seems like some of my classmates are already here. Yo, you're early, Tohno. Morning. This class seems to have a lot of people with spare time. Nah, our practice just got over with. Those that come here this early who aren't in clubs are usually only those with daily duties. I see. It does make sense now that he mentions it. Greeting those around me, I take my seat. It's half an hour before homeroom. It's not a bad idea to just watch my classmates arrive. The classroom starts to get busy around 7:50. Huh? I think I saw Senpai in the hallway. She's down at the first-year hallway again. What is she doing? Maybe she came to see me? Alright, I'll go into the hallway and talk to her. Well, if she's walking around my classroom like that, maybe she does want to see me for something. I wonder, she normally just walks in without hesitating. Or did she finally realize it's strange for a third year to come to a second year's classroom? No, that definitely can't be it. Nodding to myself, I go to the hallway. Senpai. Huh? Tohno-kun? Senpai seems rather surprised I called her and stands there with her mouth open. What are you doing? Class is about to start, so why are you still hanging around here? Senpai looks at me in amazement, then looks away. What am I doing? That's not any of your business, Tohno-kun. No, well, maybe it isn't. No, I was lying. It is, a little. I thought she was looking away, but she starts sniffing me. Senpai? Tohno-kun, did you sleep well last night? She's definitely got some magical abilities or something. She seems to have like a sense of smell, like a very advanced sense of smell. Eh? She looks directly into my eyes as she asks. Sleep well? That goes without saying. I couldn't get to sleep easily last night, and also... I blush as the memories resurface. With a piercing gaze, Senpai looks up at me. Senpai, Tohno-kun, you pervert, huh? With a look indicating she wants to say more, Senpai quickly walks away. At lunch break, that guy who didn't even show up for a single class arrives. Yo, Tohno, food. Let's get some food. He's happy about something, being even more energetic than usual. Of course, food, but you seem to be in a great mood. Did something happen, Arihiko? Yup, I just asked Senpai if she wants to eat lunch together, and she refused. That's odd. Senpai must be referring to Ciel Senpai, but this guy seems to get happy when his offer is refused. Hey, Arihiko, you have that sort of taste? No, I'm not finished. So I asked Senpai why not, and she said, if Tohno-kun is there, then I don't want to come. Isn't that great, Tohno? Wow, that's odd. Why have I been friends with this guy since middle school? Oh man, she really hates you, Tohno. A rival's loss is my gain, so I'll treat you to lunch today. Arihiko happily slaps my back. I see, Senpai is still mad at me about this morning. I have no idea why she's angry at me, but she definitely is angry. Hey, let's go, Tohno. There's only seats enough for half the people using the cafeteria. Arihiko takes me by the arm and drags me off. I sit next to Arihiko and eat my lunch. My school's cafeteria has a television, and for better or worse for our education, they play back the morning news they recorded this morning. I bet they're gonna say, you know, the identity of the person who was killed, probably their classmate that's been missing. At any rate, the news they're playing back is talking about a drunk customer stabbing to death a convenience store employee. Something that makes me not want to go to a convenience store for a few days at least. Well, maybe not. What a dangerous world we live in. Indiscriminate serial killers, drunken people stabbing people. A man can't even feel safe playing around at night anymore. Arihiko seems like he's seriously watching the news. Well, certainly it is dangerous, but at least those serial killings won't happen anymore, so things should be like usual. Oh, really? Did they catch the serial killer? No, they haven't caught him, but Nervesker's no longer in this world, so the stupid title of the modern-day vampire killings shouldn't be showing up in the news anymore, and there will be no more of those meaningless killings. Anyway, those terrible incidents won't happen anymore. There won't be any more victims, and the streets will be back to normal. No, I think there will be another victim, Tohno. What? How can you be so sure, Arihiko? Well, look for yourself. The news says they found a 10th dead body. Eh? Oh, really? That's right behind the movie theater I always go to. Hey, wait. I push Arihiko and look at the TV. What I see is without a doubt the news reporting the 10th victim of the serial killings was found last night. That can't be. Hey, Nervesker's dead, so why is there another dead body with most of its blood drained? Huh, this modern vampire guy. I don't know anything about the person, but if it's like a sexy chick, I maybe wouldn't mind getting my blood sucked. If it's like a sexy chick, he wouldn't mind getting his blood sucked. His stupid talk might be right. Oh, he's like, oh shit, what if it's Arcueid? No way, I don't want to think about it, but even with Nervesker gone, there's still one more vampire left, Shiki. Classes end and school is over. Actually, it's more like at some point school was over. Wrapped up in my bad thoughts, I look up and suddenly find myself alone. Serial killings are still happening. I don't know what that means. The only one who knows the answer is probably Arcueid. I don't know. I'm not involved with any of these incidents anymore. Once I settled things with Nervesker, I came back to the ordinary world. Then I can only be insane to want to go back to that abnormal world once again. I shouldn't be involved. I understand even if I don't say it. That's probably my second most correct choice. But a long time ago, someone taught me the most correct choice. Listen, Shiki, every person's life is filled with pitfalls. You have more power to do something about it than most, so you've got to get it together. So I just can't pretend I didn't see it. This incident isn't over yet. It seems once I got involved in this incident, I have to see this to the very end. I leave school. First, let's go to Arcueid's place. Oh, he just walks right in, huh? Her room is still the same, but she isn't there. Well, I didn't think I'd find her this easily. Looks like I have to go out into the city and look for her. Does she just not lock her doors? I guess maybe she feels that she's not in danger anymore now that, like, her main threat is dead, but still, I don't know, not very smart. The sun sinks and the city is really starting to get dark. I looked around the major places in the city, but I didn't even catch a glimpse of her. Damn it, she was around when it didn't matter, so why can't I find her when I do need her? What should I do? The night is just beginning. Okay, so it does say to return to the mansion. It's quiet at the mansion gate. The time is 7 o'clock at night. Akiha should be back, probably having tea in the sitting room. I'm not sure what's going on, but I hear voices coming from the sitting room. It's almost time for dinner, so it's strange for people to just be talking at this time. Kohaku-san should be in the kitchen, and I think a conversation between Hisui and Akiha would be out of character. Kohaku-san and Aki are drinking tea, perhaps. Well, I guess that's most likely. First things first, I open the mansion's front door. Is Arcueid just gonna be sitting there? Hisui is standing in the lobby. I'm a little late, but I'm back. I'd be like, you've got a guest waiting for you. Hisui silently greets me, devoid of any expression. She does not say her usual welcome back, and looks like she's in a bad mood. Did something happen? I might be imagining it, but you seem a little angry. There is a guest for you, Shiki-sama. She's been waiting in the sitting room, so please hurry there. A guest for me? Hisui nods. I wonder who. There isn't anyone who'd come visit me. Oh, wait. I have this terrible, terrible feeling. Hisui, what kind of person is it? A pretty woman with golden hair. Hisui's response is straightforward. I wordlessly dash towards the sitting room. Too late. It seems the current state of affairs is already at a level I can't escape from. Welcome home, Nissan. Oh, you're finally back. They both greet me in complete opposite manners. And the way that I worded it was like I basically made Akiha seem more pleasant and Arcueid seem kind of more serious. I should have flipped that around. What is this? Arcueid and Akiha seem to be confronting each other. They are both sitting down calmly, but while Arcueid's calmness is natural, Akiha's calmness is from her hostility towards Arcueid. Akiha takes a look at me. What is the matter, Nissan? You do not have to stand there. Please, have a seat here. I feel like I'll get stabbed if I go over there. I'm fine. Anyway, Akiha, this person is, well... how should I explain this? Akiha would not believe me if I say she's a classmate of mine. And telling her I met her in town would be like throwing oil on a fire. Well, what is it? Now that we're in the situation, I think it doesn't matter what I say, but I have to make a good excuse and get out of it. That's what I have to do, but why did Arcueid come here in the first place? Did she say why she came here? I point to Arcueid in a desperate suicide gamble. She tilts her head, confused. Isn't she one of your friends, Nissan? That is what she told me. Well, yeah, I guess you could say she's a friend. I see. I really would like for her to be introduced to me. If she is your friend, Nissan, I can't push her out of our house. I love she straight up says, like, I would kick her out if I could. Well, Akiha-san. I start to stammer again. Then, Arcueid, unable to sit quietly during our sibling conversation, joins in without my permission. Please don't worry about it. I just came here to get Shiki, so we'll be on our way. Isn't that right, Shiki? My whole world jolts. This is bad. If I let her keep talking, she'll lead me to an early grave. Ha 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 ha. Laughing desperately, I run to Arcueid and grab her arm. Hey, Shiki, what are you doing all of a sudden? There's no time to listen to her complaints. I pull on her arm and dash out of the sitting room, leaving a stunned Akiha behind. Hisui is in the lobby. She looks at me with somewhat colder eyes than usual as I run with Arcueid. Are you leaving, Shiki-sama? Yeah, I'll be back late. I really am sorry, but could you leave the gate open? Yes, as you wish. I dash past Hisui's courteously bowing figure and escape the mansion. Ow! Just what in the world were you thinking taking me outside so quickly like that? That's my line. What in the world are you thinking? Coming into my house like that is just insane. Are you trying to destroy my life, you idiot? I grit my teeth as I glare at Arcueid. Idiots? Are you calling me an idiot? Well, it's not the first time he's called you an idiot. I'm calling an idiot an idiot, so what else is there, idiot? If you want to argue, I'm listening. Huh? I'm completely infuriated. It's been a while since I've been this mad, and once I'm mad, I have to say everything I want to the person I'm mad at, no matter who it is. Hey, I just came to see you. I didn't do anything to make you mad. Wait, are you serious, Arcueid? You only came to see me? I didn't even say anything weird. I didn't say anything to your sister about your eyes or about me or anything. Of course, if you did, we wouldn't be talking like this. I would not have hesitated and thrown you out if you did. I don't get it. Then why are you so mad? Because you don't ever think. Look, you already stand out just being here. I'll say it now, but you should realize that just by being here, you cause trouble. For the time being, I say it all. Getting it all out of my system calms me down, but obviously Arcueid isn't so calm. Looking like a cat, she stares at me ill-temperedly. What, saying things like that? What do you mean I stand out? Don't I look like any other human? No, beautiful women always stand out. It doesn't have anything to do with being human. I answer directly. I answer so flatly that Arcueid understands flatly too. Well, I said too much. It was the first time that's happened to me, so I kind of panicked. That's okay. It seems like I was the one to blame. Arcueid nods meekly. I feel a little guilty because I think there's something more to it than that. In the first place, why did she come to my house? Anyway, what did you come over for? Well, I wanted to talk to you too, so I guess it's a good thing. Really? I was just wondering how you were doing, so I swung by to see you. I see. Next time, please do so in a different place. And as stealthily as possible, too. I'm worn out. Anyway, I want to have a serious talk. I want to talk about it somewhere else since I feel uneasy here. So, is that okay? Sure, but talk about what? You'll see. There'll be less people around, so let's go more towards the middle of the park. Telling her to come, I start walking. Tilting her head in curiosity, she follows me obediently. What did you want to talk about, Shiki? About vampires. You said it before, that the recent serial killings were the work of a vampire. Arcueid nods. Then do you know the morning news said another victim was found? She was killed last night and drained of blood. Arcueid's eyes narrow. Something like a freezing tension races down my spine. Oh, and you? She's like, excuse me, that is very, like, stereotypical. She's like, just because I'm a vampire, I told you. I think she said she's never killed a human before? I swallow hard. She stares right at me, almost a stare which says she will attack me immediately if I move even the slightest bit. Isn't it strange, Arcueid? Nervesker is dead, so why are these incidents still happening? Don't tell me that you... That's not it at all. That's not me, but another vampire. Arcueid responds immediately, loosening the tension. But I'm not satisfied. What do you mean? The work of another vampire? So they just keep coming? Of course not. The serial killings were always the work of just one vampire from the very beginning. So no new vampires will come, and Nervesker was unrelated to those incidents. Eh? Nervesker was unrelated? What do you mean? It's just like I said. You're normally pretty sharp, but you're lost at some points. Think back, Shiki. Nervesker was a vampire, but did he ever suck human blood? Suck blood? He ate humans, and... Oh, I see. Why didn't I notice such a simple mistake? The victims of the serial killings are found with their bodies drained of blood. I feel so dumb I didn't make that connection. He doesn't leave anything behind except, like, viscera. But Nervesker was different. He didn't leave any dead bodies behind. He not only drank the bodies... Oh, he left no trace at all. I thought he at least left, like, a little bit of the blood in parts, but I guess not. He not only drank the blood, but also ate the meat, leaving no trace. I guess that makes sense, right? They said that, like, in the hotel, like, all those bodies were basically, like, without a trace, like, gone. To prove it, yeah. The people eaten by him in the hotel were treated as missing people, not killed people. So, that means it's something completely different. Wait, then what is the serial killer? Then what is the serial killing going on right now? Just who is doing it? That's a different vampire. To be more specific, that vampire is why I came here. Nervesker just came here following me. It's that sort of correlation. So, the one you're after wasn't him after all? Yes, I didn't ever say he was my initial target. I was his target, but he was never my target. My target is the one called the serial killer in the city. Shiki, I don't quite believe it, but don't tell me you've made such a simple mistake. I mean, yeah, me too. I didn't think that he was like the only person, like the only vampire killing, but I didn't I didn't connect the fact he was like completely unrelated to it. What? I gasp in shock, but it really is just as she says. She said her purpose is to kill vampires, so I thought it was Nervesker she was after. So what is it? Killing Nervesker that night was pointless? It wasn't pointless. You fought in my place. If you didn't kill me, you probably wouldn't have had to in the first place. I feel a little dizzy. In other words, those vampire killings had nothing to do with Nervesker, and it was the work of another vampire? Yeah, that's right, but that's my problem, so you don't have to worry about it. But, more than that, hey. With an extremely happy smile, Arcueid looks up at me as still stand there in surprise. How was last night? Who came? Oh shit. Oh my gosh, we're getting another mature content scene already? I just went through like, oh my god. That was like over an hour of reading different ones. Oh my gosh, they're coming fast in this game. I thought it was maybe gonna be like Fate where you got one, like, I don't know, every 15 hours or so. What does she mean by last night? I don't understand what she's talking about. Well, this is going to be a very long episode for the patrons and a short episode for the YouTube watchers. I apologize for that. I don't understand what she's talking about. After all, I'm the idiot who mistook Arcueid words and made such a stupid mistake, so of course I don't understand what she's saying. And, huh? Did Arcueid ask me who came last night? Arcueid, what do you mean by last night? Huh? That's strange. I know I sent you a dream familiar. Wait, what's that dream familiar thing? It's like a familiar that lets you see a dream about what you desire the most. You're a male, so I sent you a succubus. Wasn't it a good dream? A good dream? That was... I remember the realistic dream I had and my face turns red. That was your doing? Arcueid grins even more. Crap. If I stayed quiet, this conversation would have been over, but since I reacted so strongly... Ah, you did get it. So, who came? I know, it was your sister, right? Jesus, that's what she thinks about me? Not Aki, huh? What kind of a guy do you think I am? I'm not crazy to do that to a sister. If it wasn't your sister, then was it the maids at the mansion? Arcueid looks up at me, full of amusement. She's acting like the Arcueid from last night's dream. It doesn't concern you, so leave me alone. I look away from her and refuse, but Arcueid keeps saying, come on, over and over. Come on, tell me. You can at least tell me who you dreamed about. She asks like a curious kid. Every time I turn away, she just keeps jumping in front of me, saying, come on. This is pure torture. She's as mischievous as last night's dream. I bury my face in my hands. Hey, Shiki, don't be quiet and tell me. Arcueid keeps looking at me with those upturned eyes. I can't, God. This is my limit. I hesitatingly let out in a quiet voice. Eh? What about me? Don't make me say it again. I'm saying it was you who came. I mean, I think it was someone else who came, but anyway. I shout angrily as I look away. Arcueid's eyes widen in surprise. Me? Yeah, it's not a joke. You came, and there's no way I can finish. Ah, now Arcueid looks away from me, looking very uncomfortable. Neither of us know what to say. The uncomfortable silence continues. I can't bear the silence any longer and force out that cough. In the first place, why did you send me that dream familiar thing? Are you still angry at me for killing you? It's not it at all. I sent it as thanks for defeating Nevesker. I really am grateful to you. I thought you'd be extremely happy. As thanks? I'll pass on that kind of thanks. Having that kind of poor taste? Just what are vampires thinking? I slump my shoulders. In the first place, why did you send me that dream familiar thing? Are you still angry at me for killing you? Wait, what? Oh wait, sorry, I accidentally hit it backwards? Okay, I don't know what I did there, but... I don't know what she's mad about, but she looks at me with a dissatisfied expression. What is that all about, you meanie? I know I'm not human. She turns away, then starts walking off. Hey, hold on. Where are you going? It has nothing to do with you. Don't follow me. Is she really that angry? Arcueid walks away without even turning around. Where does she plan on going anyway? Maybe I did say too much. No matter what the results were or the methods used, she really did thank me with good intentions. I start to feel intense regret and think that maybe I should have just accepted her gift happily. Damn it, why is it I just can't leave her alone? Hey, I said wait! Surrounded by the night, Arcueid walks down the street. She looks straight ahead, her white figure with golden hair fluttering. It bears a horrible resemblance to the first time I saw her. No, or perhaps it's like the time she faced off with Nevensker. For some reason, I have a bad feeling about this. Hey, Arcueid! Arcueid continues to walk without turning around. I think it's a matter of like she senses that something is there and she's going to go investigate it, and that's why she doesn't want me to follow her. I want to talk to you. You can at least tell me what you're going to do. Of course, Arcueid just continues walking without turning around. It'd be miserable if I left it like this. I decide to follow her silently for now. The footsteps echo through the night air, and then Arcueid suddenly stops and turns around. Don't follow me. Don't you understand? It's troubling for a normal person like you to follow me around. So tell me what you're going to do and I'll go back. It doesn't concern you, so leave me alone. Arcueid strides off once more. Crap. It seems like our wordless wandering is going to continue. When we approach the main street, Arcueid freezes. Found it. Eh? Her voice is cold, like a totally different person's. Ah, a chill runs up my spine. Even from behind, I can feel the hostility manifesting itself in her. Arcueid, what are you... I can't even finish. It's clear what she intends to do without saying anything. Without a doubt, there's nothing but pure, unadulterated intent to kill. What are you thinking? Arcueid doesn't answer. Her eyes are fixed, solely on a man in a business suit walking by. Shiki, take off your glasses and look at that person. The person? You mean that businessman? Hurry. If you want to know what I'm doing, then leave the questions for later. Alright, I don't like to look while in town, but... I take off my glasses. Gah! Instantly, a light headache springs forth. In exchange for the pain, I can see lines running all along the walls and the ground. Another question, Shiki. You only see points on living things, right? Eh? Yeah, that seems to be true. Things like buildings only have lines. I saw them back during the time in that hotel, but at the cost of a headache that almost caused me to pass out. Right, since you're a living being, you can't comprehend the death of inanimate objects. So in order to see the death of inanimate objects, you must first connect to a circuit of the same orientation as them. To see, you have to comprehend them first. Then another question. Shiki, how does that person look to you? It'll just be the same as always. Oh. Without thinking, I step backwards. What is that? Yeah, just all lines, right? Certainly all humans have lines on them. But they only have countable amounts, and they also look like geometric patterns. What is that? There are lines running all through him. Those lines are all over him like blood vessels. So much so that I can't even make out his appearance. I want to puke. Those black lines, scribbles making a human shape? Everywhere throughout it, I can see black points that look like they're flowing blood. Shiki, how does it look? I was hoping it would look normal to you. I can't answer. Right now, it takes all my strength just not to vomit. I see. How unfortunate that you can even see death on that thing. Yeah, it's not normal, but I can still see the lines. I knew it. You can even kill the dead. The fact they don't have any life means nothing to you. Something that moves, something that breaks, you can stop it completely without exception. You're more of a monster, Shiki. Eh? As you saw, you can't call that thing human anymore. It's a vampire that deceives death by sucking the blood of other people. Arcueid quickens her steps. She walks straight towards the man. Hey, Arcueid. Stay there, Shiki. Did that young man realize Arcueid was there? He starts running towards a back alley. Arcueid strides silently. Underneath the moonlight, she disappears into the alley. And of course I'm gonna follow. Thump. The sound of my heartbeat is awfully close. It's not even real late at night. Even though I'm in the midst of a bustling shopping district, I can't sense anyone besides myself. Thump. My glasses. I have to put on my glasses. If I don't do that, I'll see terrible things. I'll see something so terrible that everything I've seen so far would be nothing in comparison to it. Thump. But my body won't move. My eyes that can see this patchwork would look towards that alley in fascination. Suddenly, sounds vanish. And the presence of other people, the sound of the wind, and the smell of the dirt, all of it freezes. Under the frozen moon, a bizarre noise sounds from the other side of the wall. Go. No way I can see it. I can't hear anything. A sickening sound, but I can see it. My eyes definitely see the sound of death and death crashing. My vision turns crimson. Why do my eyes see death? Something that shouldn't be able to be seen. My glasses. I have to put back on my glasses or I'll go insane. I hold back the rising gorge in my throat and use my shaking hand to put on my glasses. Sound and light return. Now that I'm calm, I glance around and see nothing out of the ordinary in the shopping district. The bustling of many people passing by, the brightness of a store's decorated show window, and the sound of rushing car engines. I'm panting excessively. I can hardly breathe, even though I put my glasses back on. I can still feel a lingering remnant of that death, and it makes me sick. Arcueid? Arcueid walks out of the alley with faltering steps, breathing even harder than I am. Shiki, I see you were still here. Shoulders heaving up and down, she passes by me. Her body sways back and forth, and she walks weakly as if she were sick. To be honest, I still feel nauseous, but seeing Arcueid in pain like that makes me bear it. Wait, what in the world? I'm fine. I'm just a little tired, so don't worry. It really doesn't concern you, Shiki. Idiot! If you're tired, then rest. With such a pale face, you can't be fine. Even as I breathe shallowly for air, I grab Arcueid's arm. Hey now, you say that, but you look like you'll collapse too. It's just my anemia. If you have time to worry about me, worry about your health. It's fine. There's no point in worrying about it anyway. Her breathing really is weak. Don't tell me that wound from that time. It hasn't healed, but I can't bring myself to finish. It's because she got it saving me. She doesn't answer and looks down. That's affirmation rather than disagreement. Stu, what are you doing in your condition? You have to take it easy until you're fully healed. I do think I'm taking it easy. No, you're not, even if you're at a level beyond humans. What in the world were you doing earlier in your condition? I just can't leave her be. I knew it. I just can't leave this person who's always getting into trouble alone. Don't be silent and answer me. Until you tell me, I won't go away. I grasp both of her shoulders. Still looking down, she gives a slight nod. Geez, you really are persistent. Fine, let's go somewhere else to talk. Releasing herself, she waveringly starts to walk away. We come to the park. As if walking restored her strength, her face looks as cheerful as always. Well, as you wish, Shiki. I'll talk about whatever you want. I don't know where her previous weakness went, but she looks really haughty all of a sudden. Then I'll ask, but what was that guy earlier? You said he was a vampire. Was he who you were after? No, he certainly is part of my target, but putting the dead back into the grave isn't my goal. I only got him because he was a minion of my enemy. If I left him alone, he would kill more people to increase his power. Arcueid, could you explain it so I can understand? I don't even know if that guy was human or not. Oh, I guess I never really did explain to you in detail about vampires. Dravensker was sort of an aberration amongst the vampire race, so I really didn't need to explain it at the time. What is a normal vampire, then? What I mean is what you think of vampires. Immortal, never aging, sucking human blood, turning that human into a vampire, being destroyed by sunlight, all of it. My enemy is that old type of vampire. So you mean this enemy of yours is the one behind all the recent serial killings? I suppose, but the killing of all those people by sucking their blood might be the work of the dead, like the one you saw earlier. Shiki, you remember how Nervensker's body was made of all those familiars, right? Yeah, it's not exactly something I could easily forget. The dead are all like that. When humans have their blood sucked by a vampire, they can also receive some of the vampire's blood. They die, but remain in this world as a servant of the vampire. They are called the dead, and they are like the vampire's familiars. Maybe it's easy to understand if I use the word zombie. It's closer to the voodoo belief in Haiti, where the white serpent god Damballa is involved to control a dead body, but let's just say a dead body that moves is a zombie, okay? Yeah, I can visualize it better that way. I get it, so that man was killed by a vampire who uses him as a zombie? Yeah. Or yes, Arcueid nods happily. I'm still confused, though. Why would a vampire do that? Killing people. Not letting them die, but controlling them? What bad taste. You're right, those vampires do have bad taste, but that's something only the dead apostles do. Those that were always vampires from the very beginning do not do such things. Always vampires from the very beginning? I remember, you said there's two types of vampires. Those who were vampires originally, and those who were humans. When I heard that before, it kind of stuck in my head. I thought it was a little odd. So what exactly did you mean by those who weren't originally vampires? Simple. I'm just saying the dead apostles used to be humans. They either gained immortality through magic or became servants of the true ancestors that sucked their blood. Shiki, you said it was bad taste to use killed humans, but that's the least of it. There are other vampires who think of worse games. Game? What is that? You guys kill for fun and use their dead bodies as toys? She's like, hey, don't let me in with them. I won't deny that. For vampires, amusement is the same as breathing. For those who were once human but gained imperfect immortality, their greatest enemy is boredom. They didn't have a reason to become immortal to start with, so once they gained immortality, they lost all kinds of greed. Their goal was immortality itself, so I guess that's just the way things are. They're bored, so they want to play? Don't be ridiculous. Isn't it enough that they won't age or die? Do they really need anything else? That's what I said. They got everything they wanted. After that, there's no meaning to existence. As soon as someone realizes they have no value, that their life is stopped, then their meaning of existence disappears too. Immortality is also another word for death. So they started to wear down and started to create their own amusement, as if to tell themselves they could have fun as long as they lived. That's their beginning. They copy humans and see themselves in a game as lords of a castle expanding their territory. I guess you could call it a country of the dead. It seems they got more enjoyment out of that than they expected. She speaks as if she were talking of other people. Arcueid should be one of those, but she certainly doesn't seem like she has that sort of hobby. Well, we'll change the topic, but the dead apostles were originally human. There are a few cases where they become vampires through their own magical research, but the majority of them were humans who had their blood sucked. They are immortal, but they can't last forever. They can only be immortal if they drink the blood of others. Didn't I say that immortality was imperfect? If they can't feed on humans, then their immortality is gone. Wait a minute, isn't that odd? In order to become immortal, they drink the blood of humans. But doesn't that mean new dead apostles will be born every time they do that? It's true, but things get complex from here. Oh great, the people who have their blood sucked die. But at that time, if the dead apostles place a little of their blood inside the corpse, the body can't die. Those bodies that were unable to die stay a number of years in the grave, and when their brain decays and the soul is fixated into the body, they become a flesh-eating corpse, a ghoul. Only one out of every 100 people have this potential, so not everyone gets to stay. Well, there are those that have a natural ability to step up this progress and become a vampire immediately, but this is so rare it's out of the question. So the dead bodies that become ghouls eat the flesh of other corpses in order to sustain their decayed body parts. After restoring their bodies fully, they can become zombies, members of the class of living corpses, the living dead. So these living dead, is that the dead from before? Not at all. The dead are just puppets. The living dead are much weaker than the dead, but they are members of the vampire race with a will of their own. They are on a different level than those manipulated dead. And after many years, once a living dead is able to restore its intelligence, it becomes a vampire. It's probably about only one of every 10,000 who have this ability. I said it before, but the more potential you have, the higher the success rate to stay. We call the dead apostles the ones that make all these kinds of vampires. It's still odd. If this game goes on, then won't the world be overflowing with vampires eventually? Not necessarily. The dead apostles usually get killed by the new vampires they created. Didn't I say it before? They act like humans. For their own enjoyment, they place their own bloods inside the humans they preyed upon. That's still odd. If this game goes on, then 1 out of tens of thousands of these corpses become vampires, and eventually kill their parent vampires, becoming a new dead apostle themselves. Like knights becoming lords through strength of arms and killing the king, they can only survive by playing those sorts of games. Yeah, I don't really understand why, but I guess it stops them from dying of boredom. The whims of an existence close to a devil, I suppose. Even if they are immortal, they can't hold on to their meaning for existence. It is an empty immortality. Arcueid remarks how silly it is as she slumps her shoulders. I see. Then, the dead you killed earlier, that was something like the soldier of the dead apostles? Not so much a soldier as a puppet. The dead apostles control the dead bodies by skipping the process of becoming a vampire. Oh my god, this is a lot to remember. Oh my gosh, the difference between the living dead, the dead, the dead apostles. The dead are completely connected to their parent vampire. In order for them to survive, they attack others to eat their flesh, but more than half of that energy goes to their masters. Like a queen bee nourished by the worker bees, the dead apostles can use the dead to increase their power while they sleep. Okay, that's easy to understand. My enemy can't be found easily because he's using a lot of the dead. He only dirties his hands once. After that, he simply controls the dead while he sleeps and expands. It's almost like a vampire MLM. It's like you've got the dead apostle at the very top, and then it trickles down to like his little minions, and like the minions get a little pittance of something, but then also some of that money goes towards the head honcho too. He simply controls the dead while he sleeps and expands his territory. They say many bodies are found in the recent supposed serial killings, but those are actually just failures. To tell the truth, there are over 100 victims in the city, but only a small amount, the ones discovered, are the victims in the news. What? Over 100? There are that many that have had their blood sucked? And all those people suck the blood of others to make them into monsters like themselves, like that wandering lifeless thing earlier? That's ridiculous. 3 days ago, I remember how all those people in the hotel were killed for no reason. So it's actually like, if you include Nervesker too, that's over 200 people that have been killed. I was there, but I didn't see it, so I can only visualize and can't really tell what kind of violence it was. It's still the same. I can't fathom the existence of vampires that suck human blood just to increase their own territory. Just without reason, without even recognition. If someone close to me died like that, how would I act? I don't want to imagine it, but for a brief instant, I imagined Akiha being drained of blood and discarded like trash. What makes me mad is that the worst case scenario could happen at any minute in this town, and I didn't even have a clue about it before. I knew you'd be angry, Shiki. I didn't want to talk about it because for the prey, for you guys, this is an inexcusable evil. For people like you, the actions of the vampires are inexcusable. That's right, it's just all so ridiculous. Even if it's people I don't know about, they have their past and even the dreams they hoped for. Even I don't want to be killed just for the fun of it. It's just too regretful. It's too meaningless. It's all just so regretful, isn't it? That's right. All those people were killed by Nervensker in the midst of fear and chaos. Weren't their last thoughts filled with regretful sadness? That night at the park, that girl who was killed by Nervensker when she passed by the park by sheer coincidence. She didn't even realize when she died. That meaninglessness, the abruptness of it ending, a death no one else even knows about. When it happened, I was broken apart by the complete irrationality of it all. My fear of Nervensker disappeared, and more than anything else, I hated him. I can't accept it. No matter what the reason, I can't accept it. I grit my teeth. Shiki, there is no reason. For them, it's just a game. That's why it's so ridiculous. It's just a game to you all? Nervensker and this other guy? What do they think human life is? They come up with such games because they think it's nothing. Even I can't understand how they think, nor do I intend to. But if you ask who's at fault here, it's the weaker one, right? In the end, those that are killed are at fault. It's all the will of nature that those who are unable to protect themselves are killed. What? But Shiki, if you talk about it that way, your human species is really strong. The ability to make up for their weakness as a species with other things. That makes them the strongest in a way. Probably the only ones that can kill the greatest creature, called the world, are you humans. But even though they're strong as a species, they are weak as individuals. They can't live without sacrificing the lives of those not of their race. Which is the ultimate evil, is it not? It doesn't matter if they have intelligence or not. For you guys, everything is fair game for food, is it not? So the ones doing the killings are always right. Oh shit. Is she basically like, you guys do the same thing? Like, is she saying like you kill animals for food? Sometimes you kill animals for fun. How is it any different from what the vampires do? If there's a sin, then it's you guys not being able to protect yourselves under that rule. But it's also her being like, but you guys are also weak-ass bitches, so it's kind of your fault for being victims. That's just the argument of the strong. Humans aren't strong like you all. Because we can't protect ourselves fully, that's why we have to live together. To help each other. I don't know what to do if someone like you guys came in and... That's true. That is your defense mechanism. Since you can't protect yourself when those kinds of species enter your group, you guys make rules to ensure they're unable to enter. It's just like you say, Shiki. So usually this town's case doesn't happen. You may not know it, but your human race is really strong. You've erected a defense mechanism against those races, which far exceed yours. If it were functioning properly, this city would not have had a vampire these last 8 years. Oh, last 8 years, huh? So there's a vampire that's been going around for 8 years. When did he have his accident again? Was that 8 years ago? Is that when the vampires first showed up? Defense mechanism? Yes, the reason vampires hide the bodies of their victims and stay out of sight isn't because they don't want to be known to humans. To protect their own lives, they conceal their identity and expand their territory. They don't want it to be known that vampires exist at all. If they moved freely about, their defense mechanism would arrive. Well, they probably haven't arrived even though the modern-day vampire news is going on because this is an atheist country. Oh shit, what are we talking about right now? What? Her word choice is too unique and I can't— Are we getting into some religious shit right now? I guess. I mean, okay. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of, like, I guess, Catholic imagery in the idea of vampires, the whole thing about how they can be with a cross, right? Like a cross, a stake. I could be totally off. You guys can let me know. Religion is definitely not my strong suit. I'll admit that. But there's a whole thing about like people like priests that have the cross and then they show it to a vampire and it's supposed to ward them off or something like that. But you can relax, Shiki. Even if their avowed enemies are not in this country, I'm here right now. Didn't I say it earlier? My purpose was to execute vampires. I don't know where the heavy atmosphere went because Arcueid instantly becomes cheerful. Yeah, I remember, but you're a vampire too, right? Why do you side with us humans? I'm not really siding with you humans, but I'm doing it because I don't have anything else to do. Is this her way of kind of getting rid of her boredom? She doesn't have anything else to do? I don't understand her. Well, doing that brings the dead apostles after me, but you beat Nervensker who was pursuing me, didn't you, Shiki? So now I can go back to the original plan and defeat my enemy. You can go back to living your normal life now, and you don't have to associate with me anymore. She smiles as if she's happy about something. Yeah, that makes me happy, but are you okay by yourself? Those words flowed in the back of my head. There's something wrong with me, feeling guilty about letting her face danger all by herself. There really has to be something wrong with me. Shiki, why are you making that troubled face again? Because I am troubled. This is something that involves the city I live in. I said you shouldn't worry. In 2 or 3 days it will all be over, and there won't be any more victims. Honestly, I don't want to be involved. But saying that to Line, shouldn't I, the one actually living in the city, say that to Line instead of Arcueid? Arcueid, can I ask a question? This enemy you speak of, is he strong? Well, he should be many times superior to the dead earlier. I haven't met him this time, but he has been latent for 8 years, so maybe he's a class 5 by now. You're saying he's stronger than the dead before. Looking like she was in so much pain from fighting just him, isn't she taking him a little lightly? Class 5? I don't get it, but does that mean he's stronger than Nervensker? Not a chance. He was special. He was a pure, supreme vampire that would be difficult to defeat even with my full power. Compared to him, this enemy is pretty weak. Oh, then there's no way you'll be defeated. I breathe out in relief. Who knows? A few days earlier and he wouldn't be a problem, but now I'm just recovering. The possibility he has more power is actually high. Recovering? Are you sick or something, Arcueid? Yeah, I still have the effects of when you killed me. It's like he keeps forgetting about that. And I don't think I'll be fine for at least a few more days. Ah, that's right. The reason why Arcueid is weak. It isn't anyone's fault but mine. Arcueid lightly touches her side. It seems the wounds don't heal like usual. I could manage the outside, but I can't seem to heal the inside. That wound as well, the one she received to save me. I'm at a loss for words. It's completely my fault she's in that position. So why? Why doesn't she hold it against me? Why does she just give me that innocent smile? You need to stop. Until you heal up, you should just rest. If you take a day or 2 off, things won't be that bad, so... Yeah, that's no good. Thanks to Nervensker coming, the enemy knows I'm here. If I rest, that's like telling him I'm weakened. So you're saying you're just going to keep going on like this? Yes, since I don't know where the enemy's lair is, I have to keep destroying his blood supply. If I cut that off, it will force him to come out. Arcueid, what if that's tomorrow? Wouldn't you be killed instead? Then I want to tell her to stop, but I halt mid-sentence. Like Arcueid says, if the enemy sees that weakness, she might be killed, more than anything else. I learned from the past 4 days, Arcueid isn't someone to stop halfway when she's decided to do something, no matter how much it hurts. Damn, Arcueid won't stop. If I leave her alone, she probably won't even be able to talk like this anymore. It makes me mad, but she's not even afraid of her own death. Is that so? Why does she smile like that? If she doesn't smile like that, if she acted more like a real vampire, I wouldn't have to feel like this. What's wrong, Shiki? Your body's shaking. Do you need to go to the bathroom? Why are you so relaxed? Damn it, I don't want to lose her. I don't know what this feeling is, but these past 4 days are not something I can just forget about. So, to part here with the possibility she may die tomorrow, the regret would be completely, utterly, unbearably difficult. Give me a break. My eyes are already broken, but my heart's going to break as well. Arcueid is a vampire, and I don't want to be involved in something like that again. I remember the fight with Nervensker. Just thinking about it sends chills down my spine. The fear of being one step away from death still remains. This is the same. Definitely, the opponent this time isn't normal. There's really no need for me to be involved. Since Arcueid is saying she'll handle it, I can rely on her. But even knowing all of that, I just can't leave her alone. Damn, what the hell is wrong with me? I kick the ground. I'm angry at myself for not accepting any reasoning or excuses. What? What's wrong, Shiki? Getting so angry like that all of a sudden? I'm just angry at my stupidity. Why I want to say this after all that which has happened to me? I feel more mad now that I actually do say it. Being this stupid, I know if I could see myself in a mirror, I'd break into pieces. Hey, really, what's wrong, Shiki? You're not acting normal. Yeah, I'm not. If I were acting normal, I really wouldn't be saying this. I spit. I really don't want to admit it, but it's already a done deal. Because my mouth has already confirmed it for me. I just can't understand it, Shiki. What is it? You keep saying you're going to say something, but what is it? Stupid? Isn't it obvious? Until your body heals, I'll help you. That's what the stupid fool Tohno Shiki wants to say. Eh? Arcueid looks at me in total surprise. As for me, finally saying it kind of calms me down. Shiki, is that for real? I groan. I didn't hear it. Please, can you say it again? I groan more. No matter how much I regret it, it's done. The instant I formed my feelings into words, I can't lie to myself any longer. Hurry, I want to hear those words again, Arcueid asks softly. Looking off in the distance, I try to sound reluctant. I guess it can't be helped. It's my fault you're weakened now, and I can't leave the monster roaming the streets alone either. I can't rely on you taking care of it yourself, so if you let me, I want to help you. That's what I said. Shiki! Arcueid's eyes are suddenly alight. She grabs my hand and happily shakes it up and down. Well, I may not be that helpful, but it has to be better than nothing. Yeah. If you're helping me, there's nothing to be afraid of. She keeps shaking my hand up and down. How do I say this? She really does seem happy. But what do we do now? Do you want to search for more of the dead like before? I think that's all we can do for now. The one before was the 12th, so I don't think there's many more. The parent vampire will have to come out once they're all destroyed, so we have to hunt the remaining ones for now. Is that still okay? She asks. Anything is fine. I'm just with you. If you lead, then I'll follow. Well, shall we start again? No, it's good for tonight. They usually follow a fixed routine, and the other dead will probably not be out tonight. Since they're a fewer number, I don't think he'll let them all come out at once. Oh, really? But doesn't that mean the enemy will try to hide the dead from you, Arcueid? Basically, but since this enemy's a vampire, he needs to steal the blood and energy of others. So even though he knows I'm searching for them, he has to send the dead out to get the minimal blood he needs. Then the minimal dead he sent out was that man from before, huh? So searching further tonight will be useless, I think. Well, I don't mind, but it is tedious, though. Yeah, hunting vampires is tedious work. We have to find the coffin of this enemy somewhere in the city, so it won't be easy. Arcueid lets go of my hand and jumps back softly. Arcueid? Let's say goodbye for tonight. We'll meet tomorrow. With her dance-like steps, she watches me as she gets farther away. Tomorrow? Wait, where should we meet? Here is fine. The time? Yeah, around 10 o'clock should be fine. With a smile, she makes that promise. Good night, Shiki. I'll see you here tomorrow. So obviously, the maids and Akiha are going to be upset that I keep sneaking out at night. They're going to, especially with the serial killings going on, they're going to be worried about me. And waving her hand, Arcueid disappears. I get back to the mansion. As it's very late, the mansion is completely dark. This can't be good. I put my hand on the mansion gate. Ka-chink. A sturdy chain holds it closed. Dang, I shouldn't cut this. I think a bit, then I decide to climb over the gate. Oh yeah, he could if he wanted to, right? Using his powers. I'm exhausted. After sneaking over the wall like a thief, I quietly make my way to the doorway. The gate was locked, but the door isn't. It must have been Hisui. I give a sigh of thanks. So as not to wake Akiha, Kohaku-san, or Hisui, I sneak my way through the mansion. Letting out a breath, I lay down on my bed. My promise to Arcueid. Maybe it's fate, but you've got yourself tangled up in trouble again, Tohno Shiki. Could I help it? I just can't leave her alone. Or maybe I didn't want to leave her alone. Well, I do think she's pretty. I don't understand my feelings right now. Right now, I'm not too sure what is right and what is wrong. At any rate, it looks like I'll be helping Arcueid once again, starting tomorrow. So for now, I shouldn't think of anything else but getting a good night's sleep. Alright everyone, that is the episode. Another shorter one, at least for my YouTube watchers. For Patreon, you are getting an extra long scene-filled episode. Once again, I'm going to shamelessly plug my Patreon. If you even want to just check out the one episode, it's about twice as long as this one was because there were so many H scenes included. But the gist of it being that, yes, of course, the serial killings are not over yet, and I feel dumb that I didn't make the connection that he didn't leave bodies behind. He basically just... The people that he killed were seen as missing people. He left no body, no parts behind. So of course it's going to be the work of another vampire, the one that she's been hunting. In actuality, he was just kind of like an obstacle for her. And she says that he's not as strong as Nervensker, this vampire, but of course we still agree to help her because we feel, because of us, she is not at her full capacity. And also he thinks she's pretty, so he wants to hang around her a little bit more. So the vampire hunting duo is back together again, and I love these two together. So I can't wait to see more of their adventures. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And stay tuned for episode 6 next time. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons. Revealing Storm, Lynn's VA, Kenju Storm, Icognito, and Bad Cat.